All right, another busy day in the Parliament. Joining me now, senior political reporter Trudy McIntosh. Well, welcome, Trudy. We'll get on to the issue of those detainees, foreign criminals. Not so much detained anymore, I'm afraid. 300 or so out in the Australian community. There's an inquiry into Labor's deportation deal that's underway. What have we heard so far? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand all the federal ministers have refused to even turn up.
Yeah, no ministers appearing at this inquiry. This is Home Affairs officials, but we might be getting a little more honesty as a result. I can bring you this news out of the committee. As a part of this deal signed between the Home Affairs Minister in the government of Nauru, there actually isn't a specified number of detainees from the NZYQ cohort that have to be taken. So a $408 million deal, but there isn't actually an agreed number so far that they will take. But the catch here that Home Affairs was quick to point out is that $408 million will not flow until the first person of the cohort arrives on Nauruan soil. But I wanted to bring you this quite incredible exchange, Michaelia Cash, when she got Home Affairs to admit not a single person agreed to in the deal. Have a look.
The memorandum of understanding that was signed last week doesn't specify the number of individuals.
So they could take zero?
They could.
If they determined they would take zero, how does that impact the figure of $408 million that's been publicly reported? Do we hand over the money before they make a decision?
No, we don't.
I presume you're going to keep an eye on this committee hearing for the rest of the night and give us an update tomorrow?
Yeah, I will, Peter. It's still underway, so there's still details being revealed here about that funding arrangement, the $70 million each year after they get that opening $408 million, and they said today this is going to be administered in a joint trust, so Australia and Nauru, the trust being run together for this amount of money.
Yeah, and please, let's hope we find out whether there's other costs involved. I know last time there was additional money for health, education, infrastructure, detainee facilities, etc. I don't for a minute imagine it's just the money we've been told about. Hey, we've talked to you about the tactics of the coalition in question time this week. A new tack going after a junior minister, pushing hard on the issue of aged care home packages. Looks like they've had a bit of a win.
And we telegraphed this last night, didn't we, that Labor was facing its first real defeat in Parliament since the election. And it basically happened on the floor of the Senate. A really bizarre situation where the government voted against releasing 20,000 new at-home aged care packages immediately. It was a David Pocock motion. They said, we do not support that, and the Senate did. So they lost that vote. Only 40 minutes later, Health Minister Mark Butler was up in the Blue Room saying, well, yes, we will agree to give those 20,000 places by the end of October, another 20,000 by the end of this year for at-home care, and the 43,000 in the first 6 months of next year. I wanted to show you, though, things can move pretty quickly in the Parliament, can't they? From 1 minute they vote against it, 40 minutes later they're all in favour. Have a look.
We didn't seek a division on this, but as indicated, the government did not vote in support of Senator Pocock's amendment.
Why are you voting against it in the Senate and then announcing this now?
Well, this has been a movable feast.
Yeah, it's all about burying the news, but you're onto it, Trudy. Hey, a quick, what's been the reaction in Canberra to that big parade we've seen today in China?
Well, probably as expected, the Prime Minister ducking the questions about Daniel Andrews' appearance there, the opposition lining up to criticise the former Premier for essentially being there for this military parade. Not only that, but that family photo where he is just a metre or so away from the North Korean dictator Kim Jong Un, basically an alleged war criminal, and Vladimir Putin, the Russian leader as well. I thought the most interesting contribution today from Anastasia Palaszczuk, former Labor Premier, saying that absolutely not should Dan Andrews have been there. Fine to go there for tourism, but she thinks it crossed the line that he went there to watch a military parade.
Yeah, it's interesting, all these people saying that he shouldn't have been there amongst all those dictators, but as a Victorian, I have to say I thought he was perfectly placed amongst all those dictators.